And welcome, guys. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardona, alongside with Bissan Debsi and Kerri Jarret. How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Kerri's beautiful hair.
Oh, yes, she
this
does.
is my bedhead hair.
That's the bedhead. Oh my gosh.
I had a top knot earlier before I came down. I was
I
sporting
know.
the top knot. I took it down because I figured, talking hair, I should have my hair down.
Well, okay, that's it. I am fed up. I need you here because look at my hair. I need my hair to be like yours. I'm fed up. That's it. You need to move right here.
Working, I would love, my husband would love to be in a tropical climate. Oh, yes, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Puerto Rico and Florida, two good options. So,
So I can do that one, like you're doing.
but then you have to understand that there's a thing with Florida weather and hair, and Canadian weather and hair. You know, it will not look the same.
No,
Yeah,
actually, you know what? My hair, quite honest, because we do go to Florida and Jamaica quite often, and the humidity, my curl, I don't have curl and I don't have straight hair. I have natural wave, and I have that beach wave, and it's my best hair is when I'm down in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Very nice.
my wave is like a triple barrel naturally, so I do have good hair there. I hear it's either really staticky or kinky or unruly or flat, depending on the day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it has a mind of its own.
Hey, because our hair also has a mind of its own. We want to talk about the main causes of hair loss. We asked recently Google on what are the main things that people are looking for right now. And Kerri, you brought a list of things that people are talking to on the website, on the internet, about different types of forms of hair loss. So what are some of the subjects that we need to cover today?
Yeah, well, the biggest one is, what are the main causes of hair loss? A lot of times people, when they think they have hair loss, they think that there's only one type of hair loss. So here as we are trichologists, we're here educating people that there are more than one type of causes for hair loss. So we could go over those. And then the top reasons that we see often are hair loss due to stress, hereditary, hairdressing techniques or styling or improper care. There is medication, change of diet, malnourishment, illness. There's a lot of reasons that you could cause hair loss: scalp issues, skin issues, dehydration, illness. Am I missing any?
There's a bunch. There's like
a bunch.
a gazillion types of hair loss. But of course, this is the hair wire, so we have a little time. So we're gonna go a little bit on everything. So based on your expertise, of the years that you have doing hair and working with surgeons, hair transplant surgeons, what for you are the most common types of hair loss that you regularly see?
So, usually it is always, because since I worked with hair transplant surgeons, like typically the people who go to hair transplant surgeon are either the people who balded way too early, like guys who had like total baldness from the front all the way to the back at the early stage, or women who get to a place where all the treatments and all the protocols didn't work. Then this is the last resort they get. So this is basically the last. Your last result is a hair transplant. But what happens before is people don't understand that education, hair loss education, hair growth education is actually essential from when we hit puberty, because male and females, when we hit puberty, we will be subjected to hair loss, whether it's like Kerri said, hereditary, genetic. We all, if we like, some people have genetic predisposition to hair loss, and also one of the important things that we should educate our youth is nutrition, hormonal imbalances, stress. All these factors plays a role in accelerating hygiene too. Right. Yes. Eating junk food and all the stuff, it will accelerate your genetic disposition. So instead of balding at or start losing your hair at 40 when hormonal thing starts to play. They will start losing hair at 25 or 30. And then this is going to be even like more problem or a bigger problem to treat later on, because the worst thing you have is hormonal imbalances at a younger age. It's not only contributing to your hair loss, it's also contributing to your all wellness too. So I feel the most important thing is education at a younger age. So here we are at the Hair Wire talking with all of you guys. I think it's responsibility on our shoulders to teach our younger generation, that hair loss is an education, is a knowledge, and that was missing in our generation. That's why we have a lot of issues in our hair loss at this age right now.
I like what you mentioned. Now, Kerri, on your practice, your hair salon, and as in your clinic as well, what are some of the things that you see the most?
Well, me as a cosmetologist, trichologist, so stuff that I see the most are poor hygiene or dull, brittle, broken hair, primarily because of change of diet or medication. And I specialize in long hair, so I see a lot of women who are trying to grow their hair long and using hair extensions. And a lot of times they're coming in, and of course, it sucks, but a lot of times when they want the longer hair, they also struggle with weight and diet and nutrition. And so they're doing all these crazy diets and changing everything, which causes hormonal imbalances. It takes your chemistry out of whack, and it causes your hair to be broken and brittle. So I do see a lot of that. And then a lot of my other clients, I see seasonal hair loss, not from weather, but from their career. I've noticed a pattern in people's careers. For example, my accountants will often lose a lot of hair come spring after accounting season's done because of all the stress.
Yeah.
I
Or
like that.
teachers at the end of the year or the beginning of the year might have a little hair shed. Chefs, I see a lot of men who come in with traction with secretion alopecia from wearing their hats, or traction alopecia, I see both from putting their hats or their bandanas back and pushing them all the time. So more of like that side of things I see more often. And then, it's more people coming in to get thicker, fuller hair and, showing them tricks and how to make it look thicker or fuller. Because sometimes people are just born with naturally fine hair and there's not much you can do. But I do have tricks in my tool belt to help them like make it look thicker and fuller. That's where a stylist can succeed. So yeah.
Incredibly, I have to say, this week I had a meeting with the other trichologists here in Puerto Rico. There are only 6 of us in the island right now. And we finally had our first meeting. And one of the things that we were covering was precisely, what do you see the most on your clinic? And incredibly, I would have thought that the main feature or the main cause of hair loss that they will see at their clinics will be androgenetic alopecia. And it wasn't, which kind of shocked me. So, because statistically, androgenetic alopecia is the first one. Yet, when you go to clinics, it's different. And the main thing that we were seeing in common was telogen effluvium.
Yes.
For us, it was telogen effluvium. The king of hair loss here in Puerto Rico was telogen effluvium. Now, whenever we talk about telogen effluvium, we also consider that telogen effluvium is like a dumpster term. And what the reason why I say is more like a funnel. Okay, more like a funnel than anything else. Because there's a lot of things that fall into that same category of what type of hair loss that is. And like you just mentioned, Kerri, the seasonal type of hair loss and the hormonal imbalances, as you were mentioning, Bissan. And for us trichologists, we find that telogen effluvium might be the largest form of hair loss because it covers a wide range of issues that follow that pattern of hair shedding and, of course, hair loss. Now, whenever we talk about this type of hair loss, we need to understand that not only we have the excessive shedding, but there's a pattern with called the diffuse type of pattern, where we have major hair loss on the sides and on the top, and basically the back of the head doesn't get that much hair loss. And with it, you have to understand that you need to control the shedding. You need to address what's causing that shedding, that hair loss, and how to reignite the anagen phase so we can regain the hair that we just lost. Now, I know there's a lot of big words right now for you guys who are watching at home, but what we want to make sure that you guys understand is that there's no simple answer to what causes hair loss. It's very complicated. There are so many things, and our lives are complicated enough, and we have many issues that we're dealing with. We might be dealing with stress. We might be dealing with hormonal. We might be dealing with, of course, the way we style our hair, or the products that we're using, the diet that we have, and the diet that we do not have.
Yeah. Let me say something. So I get this question asked a lot. My family and friends, they will send me a link of a product, of a serum. Bissan, do you think that I buy this? Then it will be all
good. Is this
good?
good? Is this good?
Is this good? And then, like, and then I like, if I want to explain, like, I mean, the serum may be good. I will look at the ingredients. Yes, the ingredients are great. And like, theoretically speaking, it should grow your hair. But unfortunately, hair growth is multifactorial, and hair loss is multifactorial too. So like, when they ask me a quick question on Messenger, Facebook, is this good? Should I buy it? I was like, that is a 1 hour conversation for me.
Yeah.
It is not a yes or no. And it's not, I mean, yes, this looks good, but it's not gonna stop your hair loss, because hair loss is, we have to speak for 1 hour so I can figure out the trigger, so I can figure out what else you can do besides this serum. And
I have the same problem with clients. They've been my clients for many years, and yet every time they see something new, hey Sergio, what you think of this? Can I start using this? I'm like, you don't need to start using nothing like that. You're good. But yes, but this came new. I'm like,
I know. And then
you want to try it, go ahead. But it's not just, I'm against it.
But Sergio, I feel so bad, because they're like friends of mine in Lebanon that I didn't see for the past 20 years. And they see me very active on Hairwire, and, and they want my advice. And for me, that is a 1 hour conversation. That's what I'm trying. So I start asking all these questions, and it's like, no, just tell me if this serum is good. I was like, it is good. And then months later, they will come to me. It's like, well, Bissan, I have been using the serum. Nothing happened. I was like, yeah, nothing will happen alone, because we didn't have a proper conversation about all the factors of hair loss. That's what I'm gonna just get it off my chest. I feel so bad.
Hey, guys, you're watching this show. So you saw something online, you saw something on TV ad, maybe you heard it on the radio. You want to try it? Okay. You want to give it a try? Perfect. Here's what you do. Take pictures before you start using the product, and take pictures weekly, and have a journal. How's it going? Is the shedding more, less after you started the product? Is new hair coming out? Yes or no? And try to take the same pictures, because that will tell you if the product that you're using is actually working on you or not. And if you are doing it for 6 months and your hair is worse, get the hell out. That's all I have to say. Actually, my threshold will usually be 3 months. If after 3 months you're getting worse, stop and find something else.
Yeah.
But again, this is just a method to be like, trying to guess what's going to be good for you. Okay. So if you really, really want to know what's happening to your hair, you need to consult with a professional. You need to visit thehairwire.com. You need to contact Bissan. You need to contact Kerri. You need to contact me. And we are offering our services individually. And of course, if you want to have a consultation with the three of us, you can have that. but you have to get in contact with thehairwire.com, thehairwire.com, thehairwire.com. Okay.
He's thinking it.
And I say this, maybe joking on a little bit on the side, but the fact of the matter is that there's no universal type of hair loss.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to get into. Even though we understand that there are many forms of hair loss, and the hair detaches the same way in every person. The follicle will release that hair. Yes, it's the same way that we will lose the hair the same way, but the causes are so different. And understanding the underlying situation is basically 2/3 of the process itself, basically. Okay, so understanding what's happening is going to get you to the right treatment, who's going to eventually get you the hair that you need.
Yep.
That's what I have to say about that. How about you, Kerri?
No one solution.
Yeah, not a one solution. It's not one size fits all. You got to get to the root of the problem, no pun intended, but that's what we are here for.
Hey, and I know that a lot of people want to try the latest, but again, as we were mentioning, it's not about just using the latest or the most expensive product, because I've seen a lot of good clients getting their hair back with just an itty bitty tiny little pill, little itty bitty tiny mineral or a vitamin.
Yeah. Right. That's perfect.
Just one mineral can change the whole thing if you're deficient on it. If you are deficient on it.
Yep.
And the thing is, you need to find out. Now, if you're watching the Hair Wire, you understand this, then let's go to the nitty-gritty. How can we start treating those types of hair loss? Well, as we were mentioning, we have different strategies. Again, once we find out what it is that we're dealing with, we want to address the hair shedding. And of course, controlling the hair shedding takes skills, because it will depend, of course, on the type of condition that you're having. But once we understand that, controlling the shedding, it's all about, first of all, turning off a couple fires and igniting the growth phase. Let me say this in another way. The follicles have fallen into the anagen phase, into the telogen phase, a bit earlier. So we want to skip that phase and move them back to the anagen phase, moving back to the growth phase. And you would say, Sergio, that's complicated. I do not understand what you just said. Simply, our follicles got a message that will tell them to stop growing hair, and that the hair that is in that follicle needs to come out. So once that happens, we need to signal that follicle back again to start growing hair. Okay, that's one of the things that we do. Once that process starts engaging, we see that the hair shedding reduces and we start seeing new growth. And with it, we just want to keep controlling any other fire, any other situation that might be at the moment affecting that type of hair loss. And of course, with different patterns of hair loss, there are different treatments to regain that hair. But it is vital that we ignite, that we bring the proper signaling to the scalp so that it will start growing hair. Now, Kerri, what are some of the methods that you like to use to ignite, to get that train moving into hair growth? What are some of the things that you like to use
to stimulate hair growth?
Yeah.
Well, first thing obviously is nutrition. I'm always examining nutrition because sometimes it's, your diet, and I study and analyze your diet and what you might be missing. But if I am using actual physical tool, my favorite is electrotherapy or ozone therapy, because it's a probe that essentially electrocutes the hair follicle, and it's fun. Zap.
But it ignites energy, and that causes a great reaction to the scalp. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I love that. It's very simple. And of course, scalp massaging and all the different scalp massaging tools. And then I do like mesotherapy as well, because it's just a little bit oomph. And but otherwise it's just, for me, it's really finding out the root of the problem first. I find usually when I think I specialize in epigenetics, right? So I see a lot more people with stress induced. And so once I find the stress factor and pinpoint it, then we kind of go from there. But yeah, it's tapping, massage therapy. It's all the time. I'm like, you want to stimulate it? Tap, ozone, shock. Let's just get it moving. Or I'll add in essential oils into their product. Yeah. What about you? What do you do?
I like laser a lot. I like TED. I love TED. But I also like to use a lot of steam therapy, particularly to unclog the follicles. And the other thing that I'll also love to do is to do uh, scalp microdermabrasion. Get that scalp clean, get it unclogged, because many times we get so much gunk going inside the follicles, and removing that will allow the process of regrowth to move smoothly, and many times. So
It's funny you say that. I was talking to, sorry, interrupt, because you're talking about the steaming. It's funny because so many times with stylists and with all the trichologists from around the world, we have different terms, and and we're talking about the same thing, but we have a different terminology. I'm like, no, I don't do that. And it's funny because like this steam, I actually do use steam. I'm learning because I know Emma Bailey and Karen Gordon are now pushing scalp spas. But I've been doing scalp facials for years and years, and I didn't realize it was the same thing. And I'm just like, I'm just doing it deep. But I do that with the steam, with the hot towel, and get in there and just like
Kimberly
a facial.
Yeah.
The what?
Kimberly does that too.
And Kimberly does that too. So, but I didn't know, like everybody turns into this like Japanese facial and all these like different terms that I'm like,
hey, marketing have done their job,
You are in marketing.
I know.
You are
I
not
think
marketing yourself.
No.
Teaching marketing to other people.
But it's the same but different. But so I have been doing scalp facials for many years. I just didn't think. I just thought it was a normal thing because I trained at the Veda Institute in Victoria, and we are taught to do scalp facials right off the hop. And so I've been doing them my whole life with the scalp massage, the essential oils, the spa, the hot towel, the steam, all of that. And that's something I do in all of my services pretty well. So but people are actually marketing it as a separate service. I'm like, maybe I should start doing this and charging more. So
if we go back to history, that's one of the oldest treatments that barbers have been doing for centuries, guys. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. And my father, he had a barber in school, and we will taught our students to use the hot towels, and of course the steam, because it helps. There's a lot of value with steam and heat to the scalp, because what happens with steam, with heat, if we use heat, we're going to be creating more blood circulation. We're going to be opening up the follicles, and anything that is inside, we are able to remove. And when I say anything inside, I'm not removing hair. What we are removing, that sebum that is clogged, that excessive skin that sometimes get clogged inside as well. And we get a clean scalp. And with a clean scalp, there's many things that you're able to do, because that way, if you're using a toner, if you're using a lotion, if you're using an ampule to the scalp, or there are many names, lotion, serums, there's so many names out there, but those type of products that you apply to the scalp, they will go deeper if the scalp is clean.
If the canvas is clean, everything will work. If the canvas is not clean, the most expensive thing, the most powerful thing is not going to work.
That's a key. I mean, as a hair color is the same principle with hair. If you have a clean canvas before you start, doing the art work, then it's going to show the beautiful colors. But if you have a dirty hair,
well, you know what? Dirty hair is dependent. Like if it's really dirty, I usually try and get them to come in with day old or 2 day old hair max, unless they're really oily, mainly because the oil helps. If I'm doing on scalp treatments, that oil will help protect the scalp. So if I'm doing off scalp, then yes, I prefer a clean scalp. I ask them to have day old or, wash the night before they come in to see me. But the little oil, I don't mind, especially if I'm doing a bleach and tone where.
I'm gonna give you an idea.
Yeah.
I told this to Bissan, and I think I did it on one of the shows. If you're thinking about doing color and you're mindful that, the person may have a sensitive scalp and, you want to protect the scalp, you might want to consider washing the hair, apply the conditioner to the scalp, to the hair, and let it dry before you remove the conditioner.
Oh, that's smart. It's funny. Yeah, that's smart. Then I should, the Matrix used to, I used to teach for Matrix, and we used to have a cream very similar like that called, it was a lipid layer that you would put on your fingers and massage it into the scalp and let it dry. So
No
that makes
other than a glorified mask.
Wow.
that,
Okay.
yeah. Look, I learned something new today. You can always teach it. I'll talk.
That's old school. That's old school stuff,
Yeah. Well, one of the girls I work with, she puts Centivia, or what's the yellow sweetener? Sweetener? The yellow sugar packet.
Oh yeah. Not the sweet and low. The sweet and low is pink.
Yeah, she puts the yellow one. She puts the yellow one in the bleach. And apparently that helps with stuff too. I don't do it because I don't, but she does that too. She's like, it helps with not making it sensitive to the scalp. I'm like,
the thing is, you have to let it dry to the scalp because a wet conditioner will block your color.
And that makes total sense.
But you let it dry, you let it to absorb. And sometimes what I tell people, wash it, apply the conditioner, and use a blow dryer. Dry your hair. It will take you more time than usual, and then go to your hair salon and get your regular coloring. But if you offer it as a service, as an added bonus, as a protective service before your hair coloring, then it's something you can charge a bit more for it. So
funny you said that, because lately when I did my highlight, I told you my hair is very, very dry, right?
Yeah.
So now what I'm doing is when I put my conditioner, I don't rinse it really well. I just rinse a little bit from here, and I leave it here. And because of that, I showered this morning. Because of that, it acts like a gel. So when I do that, it keeps it in place. It acts like a gel.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It will hold in place the hair for a bit. Yeah. Now you have to be mindful of not leaving too much to the scalp. Because
I rinse a little bit. I rinse it from here, but I don't actually rinse my iron from down here. I keep it, but now I'm looking at, I'm touching it. It's a bit greasy, but this grease is helping me style it.
It's going to help you style it, but it also can create buildup. So I would recommend, try to remove it and reapply what is called a leave-in conditioner. That way you will have a product on your hair that is designed to stay on, and rather than just keeping
my problem with leave-in conditioner is usually you put the leave-in conditioner after you comb your hair, right?
You can do it before.
So I did that before, and I was so slippery, and I couldn't even comb my hair.
Okay, then maybe the product that you got was too heavy for your hair. But
Oh, I see.
And I don't, with the leave-in conditioner too, I'll do the spray conditioner, but I also recommend, if you can't do that, use a serum or an oil. Every single client of mine that is in my chair owns a bottle of serum or oil because of me. They need the oil, and I will put it on my hair from wherever it touches my shoulders down, right out of the shower, whether I blow dry or air dry. Because what happens is that water is pushing out the oil, or the oil is pushing out the water from the cuticle, so it dries more evenly. And it helps it with shine, static, being less brittle, broken. And then as well at nighttime, when I wash my face, and I do this every day that I wash my face and moisturize my face, everything after, I'll take a small pump and I'll moisturize the ends of my hair, whether I've washed it or not. If it's dry, I have oil. I oil my hair regularly, sometimes 5 times a day, depending on the season.
Okay, first of all, you need to send me a bottle of oil and a bottle of serum.
My favorite ones I actually have a perfume tray. I have two. I have a perfume tray for my perfume and I have a perfume tray for my serums. And depending on the smell or the end result that I want, I'll pick my serum. But if you go, I'll send a link. I'll put it on thehairwire.com, but I do have it on thehaircoach.ca/serum with all my favorites in there. And I'll send that to you.
Oh,
You can get them on
okay.
Amazon.
Okay.
Or go to your local salon and ask your stylist, go support local first. But I'll make sure to get that to you. But that's my trick. Yeah.
So you
Serum's my
comb
best
your
friend.
hair afterwards? You put the oil, then you comb your hair?
No, I comb in the shower. With my hair, I'll go in the shower. I'll shampoo my roots. I don't let this soap go through. I just let the suds run through the ends of my hair. If I shampoo my hair on the ends, it's just gonna be a matted knot. So I just let the suds do its job and run through. Then I'll conditioner. I have 2 types of conditioner. I have one I put on the mid shafts of my ends and I massage it in and I'll do my thing, soak my body, shave my legs, whatever, and I'll rinse it out till it's slimy. And then I'll put the conditioner that I do want in, and I'll put it on my where it touches my ears down.
Okay.
Massage it in, and then I'll use a special wet boar brush. It's a brush with boar bristles and wet bristles, and I'll brush it from the ends up and get all the little hairs out. And then when I get out of the shower, do not take your towel and rub it, because what you're going to do is you're going to disturb the cuticle. What you're going to do is I have microfiber towels. I have a few of them, and I'll take them and I will wring it out. Yeah, and squeeze it out. Then after that, I'll take a pump or 2 of the oil.
Gotcha.
Put it on the ends, wrap my hair up with the towel in so the oil starts pushing out and the towel starts absorbing it. And then I'll do my regimen after that, your toner, lotion, all that, brush my teeth, and then I'll take it out. And I don't brush it again. I brush it with my fingers and that's it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Once it's already detangled, it's done, just hold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some people who say do not brush wet, but honestly, if you have, there is a time place, your hair is still dark enough that it's fine. But if you have bleach platinum blonde hair, I do not suggest washing your hair wet just because it's so damaged. You might want to brush it dry with a boar bristle brush. That is it. Or your fingers. But
I feel when I brush it dry, it breaks it up so much. It becomes so static
you also might want to consider the type of brush that you're using.
I use a wet brush.
Okay. Now the wet brush is also good. Well, it's best when it's wet.
Yeah, that's why I like it. I brush it when it's wet. Yeah. But when I put the leave-in conditioner before, it becomes so slimy and I can't even brush it, and it's gonna be a bad.
Then you will need another type of brush. Consider a paddle brush.
Yeah.
Paddle.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. In the paddle brush, what I'll do if I have to brush it dry, and I try not to brush it dry unless I had my hair straightened or round brushed, I might. I'll use a paddle brush or my boar brush, and I will brush from the ends up, but I'll spray my brush with like a shine spray, or shine sprays are essentially oil. Diluted oil. And then I'll brush it in to get the oils in, or if I brush from the top while it's oily, don't spray it, just brush from the end to get the oil from your sebum onto the brush, just enough to get it greasy enough, and then I'll brush my ends up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But that's for more hair like us. There's different needs for especially like platinum blonde hair, bleach hair, then you're going to brush it completely different. It has a different routine. But for hair like ours, the way I did it,
I have a lot of damage since the hair light. So when I brush my hair and I look at the sink, the highlighted hair is way thinner than my original hair. You feel like it's a thick hair than thin hair. It's like so.
But that's, if you want to go back to the salon, go get a toner or a clear. A toner or a clear toner will help put like a coat of armor on the hair that's been bleached to give it some density. And the toner doesn't last that long. It's 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes 12, depending on the brand. And just do that every few weeks.
So what's gonna help me with, like, how it's gonna help?
Because it swallows. The hair gets swollen.
Oh, swollen. Got you.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But the
Yeah.
color stays or the color goes away?
No, it stays
No.
because it's a clear.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, but if you put a toner and you want to put color in it, like make it more ashy or warm or whatever, the toner, you could adjust the tone, but a clear won't do anything.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
just
no, I
putting,
wanted more blonde, so I can just tell her toner with more blonde.
no, if you want more blonde, you have to bleach it.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't go lighter. But a toner, because you have, if it's more golden or brassy, a toner will help neutralize that to look more vibrant and give it the illusion of being brighter than it actually is.
okay.
So you usually use the opposite of the color wheel. So if it's yellow, you'll put violet
Purple,
or an
yeah.
ash.
Yeah.
And then if you have more brass, then you'll put more violet. If it's too red, put green, and you'll
Wow,
neutralize it.
you guys are like super good at this. Like,
But
really, like
we
you're
went
like
to
an
hair
artist.
school. We're hair.
I mean, it's an art. It's
Yes.
an art.
It is an art.
It's like you're painting something.
Yeah.
It is.
We're
Although
chemists.
I'm not a
Yeah.
cosmetologist, but my family, we had a cosmetology barber in school, so I know the stuff.
Wow, yeah, I know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize barbers and hairdressers are chemists, they're biologists,
Yeah.
they're underpaid psychologists, they are
True.
They are
business
underpaid.
owners, they are kinesiologists, they are like we do it all. We are
I know, massagist.
physicists. Is it physics?
Physicist.
Physicists?
A little
we
bit
do
of
it
our
all.
everything. A little bit of our everything.
Yeah.
You guys,
Hey guys,
like,
I
it's
hope you are
amazing. It's
having
mind-blowing.
fun just as we are here at the Hair Wire, and we're gonna be sending you guys to next week. Watch the show because this type of conversations get too good to go.
I
So
know.
till next time, guys. We'll see you then. Bye bye.